And we're live. Yes, we are. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode numero dos of the Squeaky stream. Let's start off with a little song. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't hate me for this, but it's a parody. This is sarcasm. Here we go. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Squeaky. Bring me a string, bum 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 bum. Not that the one they check when you're 40 years old, bum 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 bum. He's gonna say naughty and silly things, but under a censor. Come and see me live. Come and see me live. Come and see me live. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody had a great May 2-4 weekend. It is hot as Hades outside. My allergies are on fuego right now. It is intense, intense. But this is actually my favorite time of the year because it's spring. The flowers are out. The sun is shining. People are active. They're out walking. I saw this on Law and Order, Criminal Intent Toronto, that the crime rate goes up in summer up here in Canada because people are out and about. And I guess they're getting up to more mischief, but that's neither here nor there. So before I'm going to start today's string, I'm going to start with some tour dates. Let me check on my other page. 1 second, just to make sure I don't screw everything up. But I know that this Saturday, May the 23rd, I'm going to be in London, Ontario at Fitzray's Bar at 7 o'clock. They're doing an amateur showcase, and I'm headlining that amateur showcase. It is actually a free show. That's right, free. I'm sure they accept donations as well. It's at Fitzray's Bar. It's off of Dundas Street. Don't ask me for the address. I don't know. I don't have the dates in front of me. I'm going straight off the dome. Next date I have is May the 29th. I'm in Sarnia at AJ's Bar and Grill. That's from my boy Christian Picard's show. The Break a Leg Comedy Circuit. Come out and get tickets to that. It's $12 on Eventbrite and $15 at the door. It's a cheap, nice, and affordable night out. I've never been to Sarnia, but I highly doubt that you have very many people of my complexion waddling around in your town. So it's going to be a sight to see, a sight to behold. I have some new material I'm working on. So come and check that out. May the 31st, I'm in the great city of Toronto, Ontario, the T Dot. I'm going to be at the ICU open mic, the guest drop in for my boy, Mr. Blair Williams, and Mr. Jared Nathan, famous from Kill Tony. So I'm popping in to do that. It's at 180 Shaw Avenue, and that is at 8 o'clock. And then June the 5th, I screwed this up on the last podcast I was on, but I remember the date. June the 5th, I'm doing a show here in the great city of Windsor, Ontario. At the Shadowbox Theater, we are doing a newcomers comedy showcase that is going to start, I believe, at 8 o'clock. Tickets are $20. There's no alcohol there, unfortunately, so pre-drink ahead of time, or do what you got to do, whatever you got to do ahead of time to enjoy the show. Tickets are on sale as well. Just go to IRL, so Improv Recreational League. They have a Facebook page and a fan page on there. Alex and all them do great work. So I'm going to be hosting that show. And then on June the 12th, I am back in Chatham, Ontario with my boy Christian Picard, who I also co-produced my villain show with, the Super Villains of Comedy. That is going to be June the 12th at 8 p.m. for the Break a Leg comedy show. So I think that's all the road dates. I think I got all that BS out the way. Now, let's get to the good stuff. So today's topic is going to be a little bit different. I was just on a podcast called The Big Lumpy Couch with a buddy of mine. His name is Uncle Bill. So Bill Pilecki, I give him a shout out and a follow. Big Lumpy Couch is just a parody of, I guess, The Big Comfy Couch, if you're familiar with that children's show. Used to watch when we were younger. And basically, they just riff on random topics. Like one of their topics was cults. The other one's just about, I think they said like there's a cult of frogs or people who worship frogs or some weird shit like that. But I jumped on to talk about drugs and vices and other things like that. So I believe it's coming out this coming Sunday. So please give him a follow. And we talked about a few things on that show. And one of the topics I wanted to speak about, because the last stream I did, you guys, I'm not going to lie, it was very impromptu. I have started a lot of things in my life, but never followed through with them because I'm an overanalyzer. I think way too much about things that do not warrant my attention in that regard, and I'll explain why. So For the vast majority of my life, um, I am an overanalyzer. I worry all the time. And the video I'm going to be quoting today is actually called Psyche Junction on YouTube. So Psyche Junction on YouTube. And the video is titled, When You Stop Worrying, Everything Starts to Go Well. When you stop worrying, everything starts to go well. And my YouTube algorithm is all over the place. It goes anywhere from like 90s gangster rap to sports highlights to different pieces of art to Beethoven, um, to Chopin. You know, you name it. Like it's basically all over the place. It's scattered, a lot like my brain, because, like I spoke about on the last podcast, there's a misnomer about performers and entertainers that maybe the layman or just people that are working a 9 to 5, a factory job, don't understand. They think you must be so confident to get on stage. You must have just this like brim of confidence that is, I guess, projecting out of you, that is unlike anything else. And by the way, I'm gonna roast myself too. This shirt I still have on from last night. I did an open mic at the Hook and Ladder. Shout out to Jeff and all them. They do very, very great work. I really love those dudes. I want to make sure that my mic is on. No, my mic is on. Okay. Can you hear me? Yes, I think we're good. So they do really great, really, really great work. I had no idea what I was going to talk about last night, but I feel like this shirt is the shirt that Will Smith used to wear in his album Big Willie Style. You know, can nobody rock a crowd like me? They had the Miami song. And wasn't it nice when actors had an allure to them, when we didn't know their actual opinions and what they really thought about the world and all the creepy secret societies that they were involved into? Um, I always say there's like Will Smith BS. You know how they often talk about religious figures or like people throughout history in BC, before Christ. I look at Will Smith like BS, before the slap, BTS rather. Because before the slap, if you ask most people, Will Smith was a pretty chill guy. He was on Fresh Prince of Bel Air. He was funny, seemed very wholesome, very clean rap. You know, like you could take your families to see him. And then we realize he's the biggest cuck out there. So that just kind of goes to show you how, I forget who said, I think it was a quote from The Dark Knight, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So this shirt just reminds me of the Big Willie style. Anyway, so getting back on topic, the majority of my life, I have felt like, um, I've like worried. Okay, I've worried about every little thing, this, that, and the other. Because when you're a person with a disability, the reality never really hit me when I was young. You know, people would look at me and treat me differently. I often felt like a circus or a zoo animal, you know, or like when they first kind of wheel in Hannibal Lecter in the prison. If you've ever seen Silence of the Lambs, that's kind of how I felt the majority of my life. And when you're a small child, it's very shocking and very alarming to you. You know, kids are kind of looking at you, they're kind of murmuring under their breath. The adults are very like delicate and gentle with you. The adults treat you differently than a lot of the other kids, and I never felt different compared to the other kids. I never really grasped the magnitude of the situation in that regard. So I just want to make sure my mic is on. Sorry, camera, microphone.